Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe they told me that I would never make it? Now we smiling in their faces, smiling in their face.
What's going on? My name is Tyler Rose. Welcome back to Tyler Rose TV. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I don't know if you guys are familiar. If you're not, let's get into the clip for today's video. We have Tracey McGrady, who was on the NBA Finals, speaking platform. I think it was the halftime or pregame or something like that. And he went on to say something about the late, great Kobe Bryant that I feel like kind of could be taken as dismissive to Kobe Bryant's work. You're going to get into my opinion, but without further ado, let's just go ahead and roll today's clip and let's get into today's subject.
We have too many talented players that come through this league that are championship worthy. What I mean by that, if you take them off a team that is a championship quality team, replace me with Kobe with Shaq. I don't win a championship. You don't think I could carry the Lakers to a championship? Like, I've never had the opportunity.
Correct.
I felt like if I was put in that position to win a championship, I damn sure would show up and do what I do in the playoffs to elevate my team to that level. I just never had the chance. So do I get diminished because I never won a championship?
You see, here's my thing. When it comes to hypothetical situations, I'm not a fan of it. You know, what if Halliburton doesn't tear rupture his Achilles, right? We have 1,000,001 excuses as to if I had this or if I had that. But let's just break it down to what we actually know, T-Mac. What we actually know and not what your hypothetical is, right? Let's break down your playoff record. And I have every single playoff series that he played in. So we're going to start off in 2001. 2001, he lost to the Bucks in the first round. Now, the Bucks were a good team. They went on that year to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they played against AI. And, of course, I think it went to 7 games or 6 games. AI ultimately did go to the NBA Finals and play against Shaq, and it was a gentleman's sweep when he had that historic game scoring 48 points. So let's go to the 2002 season. 2002 season, T-Mac played, of course, for the Orlando Magic at the time. He was swept by Baron Davis in the first round. Swept by Baron Davis and the Charlotte Hornets at the time. Baron Davis is a nice, great, I would say great. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. But you're supposed to be T-Mac. You think you're on Kobe's level, but you can't pull a team in the weak East where the New Jersey the New Jersey Nets were going to the finals every year. You couldn't pull them dudes up. At least get past the first round in 2002 against Baron Davis, who is a 6'4", 6'5", guard. Anyhow, I digress. Let's get into the next year. 2003, he blew a 3-1 lead to the Detroit Pistons. A 3-1 lead. Of course, Doc Rivers was coaching, and he had a good team. He had Grant Hill on that team. He had good numbers. I believe in 2002 to 2003 is when he's had at his peak. I'd say like he's averaging 30 points around this time. Let's go to 2004. 2004, last place in the East, doesn't even make the playoffs. Last place in the East. I do remember Tracey McGrady playing in the All-Star game, so I know he played up to the midseason at that point, because I remember the 04 All-Star game. He did have that little off-the-backboard little windmill joint he did or something like that in the All-Star game. I remember watching that. So we're going to go to the offseason. He gets traded to the Rockets. Here's where I'm saying, all right, bro, if you believe you're this elite player that you say you are, which I think T-Mac was elite on the level of Kobe, hell no. Let's get into 2005. 2005, he wins 51 times, 51 wins, and third in the East. The Rockets had a healthy McGrady and Yao. So now we're going to the point where you got a superstar teammate. You got a guy who could give you at least 20 and 10 a game. You lose in the first round to the Supersonics with Ray Allen and Rashard Lewis in 7 games. Let's go to 2006, the next season. He's hurt for the playoffs. Let's go to 2007, 52 wins. Rockets had a healthy McGrady and Yao in the playoffs and lost in the first round and to the Utah Jazz in 7 games. Let's go to 2008. In 2008, 53 wins, no healthy Yao, but a healthy McGrady. They lose again in the first round to the Jazz. All right, now let's go finally, 2009. This is the first year they get out of the first round in the Tracey McGrady era in the Rockets. Now look at this. Check this out, guys. 53 wins. Healthy Yao, no McGrady in the postseason, and I believe he only played about 30 games in that season. And this is when they added Ron Artest to the lineup. So Ron Artest is now on the team, and boom, look at this. We get out the first round for the first time since 1997. 1997. And after that, the decline of T-Mac. He goes to the Spurs finally in 2014. They lose to 2013, and they lose to LeBron in the finals that year. But that was the only time he actually came out the first round. Now let's just break down why I don't like this thing. So we're gonna get into why I don't like what he said. But at first, I just wanted to get the playoff history out the way. Because listen, we're gonna start here. We're gonna start here. This is what I'm gonna say. It's dismissive to Kobe to say these things, and the reason why it's dismissive is this. If I go and tell you, oh, I could do what you do if I had this, it's dismissing how great somebody is at their job. Now let's not like get shit twisted here. 12-time All NBA defense is Kobe. McGrady didn't really play a lick of defense like that. I mean, he played one end of the floor, and not to mention, how is he even gonna hold up a full postseason? He's never been out the first round in his prime. His body can barely make it through the regular season, but all of a sudden you expect me to believe you can carry the Lakers, as you said, you can carry the Lakers to at least one with Shaq. How are you gonna carry the Lakers when you can't even carry your own injury? You can't even carry your own legs, your back. Like you're an injury prone dude. You can't make hypotheticals and not put real life in it. Okay, hypothetical. Did you ever even get past a first round to say this is what I would have done if you see it in the Western Conference Finals or the Eastern Conference Finals? I did this. I averaged 30. My team was in Game 6. We went to 7 games. No, we don't even know what you look like in a crucial playoff game. We only know what you for 13 points in 33 seconds in a regular season game against the Spurs, bro. You don't have any playoff moments where you've been truly tested. So now we're supposed to believe that you and Shaq were just going to sit there and be the equivalent of Kobe and Shaq? No, bro. Sit down. What I really wish McGrady would have said is, you know what? Give me Paul Gasol, Lamar Odom, and Andrew Bynum. You don't think I can win back-to-back with them? Let me hear you say that. Let me hear you say that. Because if you even look at this Rockets team that they had, some of these teams are really good. If y'all don't even know, y'all might not have been old enough, and I ain't that old, but I remember the season where they won 22 games in a row. I believe it was the 07-08 season, because I remember for a fact, because I was a Celtics fan at the time. I'm from Boston, if y'all know. The Celtics beat that streak. But when the Rockets were winning all those games, McGrady wasn't even in the lineup. 22 straight wins. McGrady not even in the lineup. 22 straight wins. So your team was good enough to win 22 straight games. And the fact that you weren't even on the team. So that means when the team was healthy and you were losing in the first round, what is your excuse? Let me name some of the guys. And I know some of the people who are probably watching who are older will probably remember these guys. Rafer Alton, great point guard. Chuck Hayes, a good big, undersized. Yo, Luis Scola was like a poor man's Paul Gasol. Could probably average, if he had more opportunities to get the ball, he could probably average what Paul Gasol averaged, like a good 18, 19, and like at least 8 or 9 rebounds a game. Yo, Luis Scola had good footwork. He had good post moves. He was a hell of a player. You also had dudes off the bench. I think it was like Von Wafer, those dudes. And not to mention, you got Ron Artest. And then you had Yao. Of course, he got hurt that series. But the only series that they actually got out the first round in the Yao and T-Mac era was literally the year that T-Mac wasn't playing in the postseason. Not to mention, they had other dudes on the team like Shane Battier. That was LeBron's running mate back in Miami to win back-to-back rings with. A good 3-and-D dude. A dude that loved to guard Kobe, studied the game. He was like a freaking... Shea Battier was like that preppy kid that just was good at basketball. Like he was very like kind of not square, but like he was a very proper dude. Like, hey man, play defense, know the schemes and schematics. Like he was one of those guys, and I like Shane Battier. That's not a diss to him at all. I love that dude. But we're gonna just talk about that right now, bro. The fact that you had a great team, the fact that you had 22 wins straight without you on the team. And then the year before you were healthy and in the series, you couldn't get past the first round. But we want to believe that you can just put anybody. We can put Vince Carter. We can put Paul Pierce. We could put Carmelo. We could put anybody next to Shaq, and they're just going to win because he's that dominant. Are we going to forget this one thing, though? Kobe Bryant led the team in clutch points and fourth quarter scoring. So how the hell in the world are you going to, and 12-time All-NBA defense. So how the hell in the world are you going to forget about the opposite end of the floor? How you going to forget about the long postseason grind? How you going to forget about the fact that he won 2 without Shaq? Like, you could have named anybody. Like, just to say anybody. You could have been like, if I played on the Big 3 Celtics, or kind of been like, but why talk about somebody who's not here to diminish their character? I don't think he meant to diminish his character. I know they're friends. But just think about how it comes off. If I'm your friend and you pass away, and I'm like, as soon as you pass away, I'm like, oh, man, if I had him, I would have been like, come on, bro. What did he do without him? right? What did he do without Shaq? 3 straight finals, back-to-back rings. How many Shaq win without Kobe? 1 on the coattails of Dwayne Wade, averaging 36 in the finals. That's where I get fired up. That a lot of people feel like are starting to talk down upon the late great Kobe Bryant. And if you look at his career, look at his trajectory, most of the people that are saying things like, you know, on Gil's Arena and people that just speaking negatively, we're not even on the same breath, the same stratosphere as a Kobe Bean Bryant. And, you know, it's kind of disappointing to see that. And that's why I kind of wanted to talk about this video, because I'm looking through the playoffs and I'm like, I was there for McGrady, man. Hell of a player. One of my favorite players of the 2000s. Great scorer. But, I mean, you wasn't 12-time All-NBA defense. You weren't putting in that work. I mean, I don't know how your injuries came into play, but you definitely couldn't hold up your body to be in the postseason and going against the people like the Spurs, the Kings, and the Trailblazers. Those are some tough teams, man. Those games sometimes went 7 games. And people like Kobe, you know, and that especially I think that was 2002. Yeah, I believe it was 2002. I think Kobe averaged like 35 against the Spurs, and Shaq only averaged like in the low 20s or something. He was struggling in that series. Kobe carried them that series, and that's why I hate the whole Robin stuff, bro. That's Batman, Superman. Shaq said it himself. You can look at the clip if you like. But, you know, I ain't going to beat a dead horse. You get the point of this video. You see what's going on from the year 2000 to the year 2009. The only time they got out the first round is when he wasn't playing. And then you want us to believe when you had a healthy team, when you had chances and you couldn't get out the first round, we supposed to believe that you, just because you had Shaq now, that you're going to be the NBA champion and you could do everything he did. When first you got to prove yourself when you were the guy. Because when Kobe was the guy, of course, you know, when Shaq left, when he got Powell and everything, he showed the world that I can go to 3 straight finals. He showed the world I can win back-to-back rings. We haven't seen what you could do on your own at a small, minuscule, you know, appearance in the playoffs to go past the first round. You don't got no sample size for that. So I think, you know, quite frankly, you shouldn't be talking like that. That's all I got to say. I'm going to see y'all in the next video. If y'all like my video, hit that subscribe. See y'all. Peace.